You know that moment when someone mocks you in front of 30 people, and you have to decide whether to stay quiet or burn their world down? I chose quiet, at least for another 3 minutes. My brother-in-law Derek stood in the middle of my sister's anniversary party, holding up the small box I'd brought. Brown paper, white string. Nothing fancy. You couldn't even spring for a gift bag? His voice cut across the room. Laughter rippled through the guests. My sister Emily smiled, nervous, but she didn't stop him. I stayed silent. Derek turned the box over in his hands like it was evidence at a trial. Still laughing. Still performing. Then he saw it. The embossed mark on the corner of the wrapping. His face drained. Want to know why a man who mocked a $12,000 custom piece ended up begging for his job 3 weeks later? Let me take you back 6 months. But first, drop your country and the time where you are. I want to know who's listening. And hit subscribe. You're going to need it for what comes next. I've always been the quiet one. No flashy car, no vacation selfies. I drove a 10-year-old sedan and rented a 1-bedroom apartment in a neighborhood people called up and coming, which is code for not there yet. My family thought I was broke. I let them think it. The truth? I'd spent a decade in investment analysis. I lived below my means on purpose. I studied under my Uncle Ray, who passed away 4 years ago but taught me everything that mattered. Let your assets speak, he'd say. You don't need to. When he died, he left me a small commercial real estate portfolio and a silent stake in a consulting firm. Nothing huge. Enough to be comfortable if I stayed smart. I kept spreadsheets, saved every email, filed every contract. Uncle Ray drilled that into me. Document everything. Show nothing. Derek didn't know any of this. He married my sister Emily 5 years ago. Nice wedding. Open bar. I gave them a check for $2,000. He looked at it like I'd handed him a coupon. From that day on, he made comments. Still driving that thing? You rent? In this market? No Instagram? What are you, a ghost? I never corrected him. Emily never defended me. For 5 years, I was the punchline. The broke sibling who couldn't get it together. I didn't mind. I had my own life. Then 2 months before the party, Derek's tone changed. He stopped mocking me. He started needing me. That shift, that's when I started watching him very, very carefully. It was a family barbecue. July. Hot enough that everyone stayed in the shade. Derek pulled me aside near the grill. He had that smile, too wide, too friendly. Emily says you've got some savings tucked away. I kept my face neutral. I'm careful with money. Right, smart, he nodded. Look, I've got an opportunity. Can't miss investment. I need 50 grand. 6 months, I'll double it. Maybe cut you in. I asked the obvious question. Do you have a prospectus? A business plan? He laughed. Actually laughed. Family doesn't need paperwork, come on. This is me and Emily. You trust us, right? I trusted Emily. I didn't trust him. I'm going to pass, Derek, but I hope it works out. His smile died. His eyes went cold. You know what your problem is? You act broke, but you think you're better than everyone. He walked away. I stayed by the grill. That night, Emily texted me. Mom's upset. Derek said you refuse to help us when we're struggling. Is that true? I tried to explain. Boundaries. Personal finance. Risk. She didn't want to hear it. He's my husband. Maybe you are being selfish. 3 days later, my parents called. They wanted a family meeting. They used the word fairness. I knew what that meant. I was about to be outvoted in my own life. The family meeting happened in my parents' living room. Derek brought props, printed Zillow listings, photos of a house, a down payment breakdown on a single sheet of paper. We found our dream home, he said. We're $80,000 short. He slid the paper across the coffee table. My mom picked it up. My dad leaned in. Derek looked at me. We're family. This is what family does. My mom spoke first. You've always been so cautious with money, honey. Can't you help your sister just this once? I tried to explain. Boundaries, codependency, financial risk. Derek interrupted. See? It's always about control with you. Emily's eyes filled with tears. I've never asked you for anything. That line hit. Because it was almost true. She'd never asked. He had. I looked around the room. My parents, my sister, my brother-in-law. No one was on my side. I'm not comfortable with this, I said quietly. I'm sorry, I left. My hands were shaking. My parents didn't call for a week. Emily didn't text. I thought I'd lost my family. I thought maybe I really was the selfish one. Then I opened LinkedIn. I was looking for a distraction, something to take my mind off the guilt. I typed Derek's name into the search bar, and everything clicked. Derek's LinkedIn profile said he worked at Meridian Consulting, senior associate. I stared at that name. Meridian. I knew that name. I'd seen it in a quarterly report 8 months ago. I opened my investment folder, found the portfolio summary my partner had sent in January. There it was. Line 14. Meridian Consulting acquisition complete. Integration in progress. My holding company owned Meridian. I was a silent board member. Derek didn't know. He had no idea his broke brother-in-law was technically one of his bosses. I made one phone call to our HR liaison. I need an employment file. Internal review. Name is Derek Callahan. It took 10 minutes. 2 warnings, both for expense fraud, fake client dinners, inflated mileage. The kind of thing that gets you fired if it happens a third time. He was on probationary status. His commission draw was under review. His quarterly performance meeting was scheduled for next month. I sat back in my chair. It all made sense now. He wasn't struggling because of bad luck or a bad market. He was struggling because he was bad at his job, and he'd been counting on me, my money, my reputation, to cover for it. I didn't tell Emily, not yet. I wanted to see how far he'd go. Turns out pretty far. Derek didn't wait long. 3 days after the family meeting, he started a group text. The whole extended family. Aunts, uncles, cousins. Some people forget what family means. Guess money changes you. Then he tagged me. My Aunt Linda replied first. Disappointing. Uncle Ron sent a frowning emoji. My cousin asked what happened. Derek gave his version. I was hoarding money while he and Emily struggled. I didn't reply. I muted the thread. A week later, Emily called. Her voice was tight. Derek thinks it's better if you skip our anniversary party. It's just awkward right now. I didn't argue. I said okay. I hung up. I thought that was the end of it. But 3 days before the party, Emily texted again. Derek says you can come, but please bring a nice gift. Don't embarrass me. I read that message 5 times. Don't embarrass me. I'd been disinvited, then re-invited with conditions. I was supposed to show up, smile, prove I wasn't cheap, and let Derek win. I could have stayed home. Part of me wanted to, but another part, the part that remembered Uncle Ray's advice, decided to do something different. I was going to bring a gift, a very specific gift, one that would say everything I couldn't. I made 2 phone calls that night, one to an atelier in Vienna, one to my attorney. By the time I hung up, I was ready. The morning after I ordered the gift, I got an alert on my phone. Credit monitoring. New inquiry. Commercial lending application. I hadn't applied for anything. I called the bank. The representative pulled up the file. Application for Sterling Home Investments, LLC, submitted 9 days ago. You're listed as guarantor. I went cold. I didn't sign anything. Would you like a copy of the application? Yes, now. The PDF hit my inbox in under a minute. I opened it. Page 4. Guarantor signature. It wasn't mine. It was close, but it wasn't mine. Someone had forged it. I scrolled up. Co-applicant signature. Emily's name. Also forged. He'd faked both our signatures. He'd tried to use my credit, my name, without asking. The loan was denied, probably because the handwriting didn't match. But the application was there. Documented. Then I saw the second email, forwarded from my investment partner. Derek mentioned new client pipeline through family connections. Can you confirm? He'd gone to his boss. He'd name-dropped my LLC. He was selling access to me, my network, my reputation, to save his own job. He wasn't just mocking me. He wasn't just pressuring me. He was defrauding me, and my sister. I printed everything. I forwarded it to my attorney, and I knew exactly what I had to do. I didn't stop at the loan application. I went deeper. Public records, court filings, credit searches, 2 liens, one from a credit card company, one from an auto lender, a small claims judgment, $4,200, filed 3 months ago, a lawsuit, credit card debt, $23,000. Still active? I added it up. $142,000 in unsecured debt, car lease, boat loan, personal lines of credit. I opened his Instagram. Luxury watch in every 3rd photo. Bottle service. Tags at high-end restaurants. Leased Range Rover in the driveway. He'd been living like he was rich. On commission income that dried up the moment HR flagged him. My investment partner called me that night. I told him what I'd found. He laughed. Not a happy laugh. A knowing one. Guys like that need someone to punch down on, he said. Keeps attention off their own house of cards. You were his cover story. That's exactly what I was. Derek wasn't just trying to get money from me. He was managing a narrative. Keep me small. Keep me quiet. Keep the family thinking I was the problem. That way no one would look at him. I wasn't the failure. I was the distraction. Now I understood, and I knew exactly how to respond. I made my first call to the retail atelier. It's invite only. You can't just order from them. You need a client code. I had one from Uncle Ray's estate sale. He'd commissioned 3 pieces before he died. They remembered his name. I need something unmistakable, I told the liaison. A decanter. Engraved. Delivered in your signature blackwood box with the maker's mark visible. She quoted me the price. $12,000? Perfect, I said. I need it in 4 days. We'll make it happen. My second call was to my attorney. I need a cease and desist drafted, unauthorized use of my name and likeness for business solicitation, and a fraud affidavit for the loan application. I want it ready by tomorrow. Are you pressing charges? Not yet. I want him to know I could. Third call, to the board liaison at Meridian. I'm requesting a formal review of an employee. Name is Derek Callahan. I'm attaching documentation of fraud, personal and professional. She paused. This is serious. I know. His quarterly review is next week, right? Monday at 9. Perfect timing. I hung up. My plan was clean. No shouting, no scene, just the truth wrapped in blackwood and signed by a lawyer. The party was in 4 days. I was ready. The party was beautiful. String lights, catered appetizers, 30 people in my sister's backyard. I arrived on time. I wore something simple. I carried a small blackwood box wrapped in brown paper and white string. Derek saw me first. He smiled. That same too-wide smile. I walked up. I handed him the box. Congratulations on 5 years. He took it, held it up, looked around the room. You couldn't even spring for a gift bag? People laughed. A few uncomfortable glances, but mostly laughter. Emily bit her lip. Didn't say anything. Derek kept going. I mean, I know you're on a budget, but come on. He turned the box over in his hands. Still performing, still playing to the crowd. Then his eyes hit the corner of the wrapping. The embossed maker's mark. Small, elegant, unmistakable. Riedel Atelier, by commission only. His smile died. His face went pale. A guest leaned in. An older woman, a friend of my mom's. Wait, is that from the Vienna Atelier? Derek didn't answer. He just stared at the box. Emily stepped forward. What is it? I stayed calm. Open it. She unwrapped it slowly. The blackwood box. The custom clasp. Inside, a crystal decanter. Hand-cut. Flawless. Engraved along the base with their initials and anniversary date. The older woman gasped. Those pieces start at $10,000. The backyard went quiet. Emily looked at me. Then at Derek. This is too much. I reached into my jacket. Pulled out a second envelope. Plain. White. This is the real gift, I said. You should open it now. Emily's hands shook as she took it. She opened it. Started reading, out loud. Fraudulent loan application. Sterling Home Investments. Forged signatures? Her voice stopped. She looked at Derek. You used my signature? He tried to speak. Nothing came out. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't need to. He used mine too. And he told his boss at Meridian that I was bringing him clients, without asking me. A guest in the back, someone I didn't know, asked, Wait, you work at Meridian? I nodded. I'm on the acquisition board. We bought the firm last year. Derek's face went from pale to gray. Another voice. So you're his boss? Technically, yes. And Meridian's board received the same file this morning. His performance review is Monday, 9 a.m. Emily's voice cracked. How could you do this? Derek finally spoke. It's not, she's twisting it. I have the loan application, I said quietly. Your signature, mine, both forged. The bank flagged it. That's fraud, Derek. He looked around. No one was laughing now. Emily's eyes filled with tears. But this time they weren't for me. We're going to talk, she said to him. Right now. I set the envelope on the table. I looked at my sister. I love you, I said. I always have, but I won't be used. Not by anyone. I left. I didn't stay for cake. I didn't need to. Behind me I heard Emily's voice, shaking, angry. How could you? I got in my car. I drove home. And for the first time in 6 months, I felt light. Derek was placed on unpaid leave the following Tuesday. By Friday, he'd resigned. I didn't push for criminal charges. I could have. Forgery is a felony. But I wanted him gone, not destroyed. The fraud report I filed with the lender killed his ability to get loans under his name for years. No mortgage. No car lease. No business credit. That was enough. Emily filed for separation 4 weeks later. She moved in with my parents temporarily. It was awkward. But she was safe. She sent me a letter, handwritten, 3 pages. I'm sorry I didn't listen. I'm sorry I let him make you the villain. I see it now. I see all of it. I wrote back. 1 line. You're my sister. I forgive you. But things have to change. My parents took longer. They didn't call for 2 months. When they finally did, my dad spoke first. We were wrong. We pushed you. We didn't ask the right questions. I accepted the apology. I didn't forget, but I accepted it. I sent an email to the whole family. Short, clear. I love you all. I'm here if you need me. But I will not discuss my finances. I will not co-sign loans. I will not lend money. This is not negotiable. This is a boundary. And boundaries are love. Most people didn't reply. A few did. My mom said she understood. Emily said, thank you. Derek's social media went dark. His LinkedIn now says, taking time to reassess priorities. No new job posted. No updates. I heard through a cousin that he's working retail. I don't know if that's true. I don't check. The decanter? Emily didn't want it. Too many bad memories. I donated it to a charity auction. Financial literacy nonprofit. It sold for $18,000. I went to the gala. Emily was there. Sober. Quiet. She gave me a small smile from across the room. We didn't talk much, but it was a start. I've learned something in all of this. Revenge is loud. It's messy. It's temporary. Boundaries are quiet. They're clean, and they last. I didn't need to destroy Derek. I needed him to stop using me. Once I drew that line, everything else fell into place. You don't owe anyone access to your money, your reputation, your peace, not even family. Especially not family who'd rather tear you down than build themselves up. Uncle Ray used to say, let your assets speak. I'd add one more thing. Let your boundaries speak louder. So here's my question for you. Would you have brought the gift? Or would you have skipped the party altogether? Drop your answer in the comments. I read every single one. And if this story reminded you that quiet power beats loud flex every single time, hit that subscribe button. You're exactly where you need to be. One last thing. This story is a fictionalized dramatization. It's not legal advice. It's not financial advice. If you're dealing with fraud or family financial abuse, talk to a licensed attorney in your area. But if you're here because you've been the quiet one, the one who got mocked for being careful, you're not alone. And you're not wrong. Thanks for listening.